Welcome back. Today we're finally going to sharpen up my Spyderco Shaman. So far all I've really done to it is taken it apart and also put in that nice sharpening choil right there. I think it turned out okay, but this is a brand new knife. The reason why I'm sharpening it, so there's a good reflection of the bevel. You can see it looks even, and then right up there towards the edge from like right here on, it really substantially opens up. At least to my eyes, it does. Does it a little bit over here too. Even. You can see from like right there up, kind of opens up. And also, it's really is illustrated here. Look at the very tip of that. You can see that the angles of the bevels are markedly different. So, I think this knife got sharpened on a Friday afternoon when the boys were sitting there talking about what girls are going to go chasing for the night. And the dudes were on just the grinder, you know, kind of one of those things. So it happens, totally get it. But, and I've never really bitched about having to sharpen a knife. So let me get set up and we'll get going. All right, so I've got it mounted. I've got my tape underneath here. I'll get my action all taped up. And I've got my marker trick going on. So just side note, this knife, unlike most Spydercos that are full flat grinds where the flat grind comes all the way up, this one actually has a little bit of a flat right here. So it's a flat grind, but not a full flat grind. So it's super easy to clamp directly onto that. And so that's why I'm not using my chamois. If this was a full flat grind, like a PM2 or something, I would use my chamois just to kind of make sure it doesn't move. But since this is flat, that's what we got going on. So I think that the marker, can kind of illustrate a little bit more what I was talking about, this spot right here, how it opens right up from like right about in here on out. So as I go to set my angle, I am going to set the angle to match this part of the grind of the bevel right here and carry that all the way back this way. So if I were to just try to get my angle set to this factory angle right here, which is usually what I do, which is what I'm doing today. Well, not today, but usually what I do is try to match the factory angle. If I matched it right here and went this way, there you'd see a little bit of a shoulder, like right here, of unsharpened blade right here, and so that would look even worse than this in my eyes. So I'm going to set my angle to completely sharpen this right here, this section of the edge, and carry that all the way back. We're going to remove all this, probably part of the shoulder right here, all the way back. So this is going to have a little bit taller of a bevel than what I usually care for, but that's what we got going on. The other side is pretty much, it's very similar to this. This side of the blade is more pronounced right here. But over here, it's kind of the same thing. So on this side, as far as the left to right, I'm going to try to do what I can to best balance the angle from this side to this side and try to get it as symmetrical as I can from left to right and eliminate that wonkiness from front to back. So that's the goal today. So I've got my 1,000 grit stones on here, and we're just going to see where we're at. And so I'm way too out, I guess you could say. I don't know what word I want to use today. Okay, I'm going to come in. Getting there. Now you can really start to see that wonkiness. So it's almost to the shoulder right here, and you can see that right there. That's the mess up that I was talking about. Okay. Got to keep going in. So right through here, this looks like it would be the perfect match for this set of it right here, but you can still see that there's some green right down there. It's starting to fade off a little bit. I might touch it up, get a little bit more marker on there. Just so I can see, and you guys can see. Still moving in. Okay, that's getting pretty close. Let's see, I'm gonna get my angle cube out. We were kind of taking big swings there. And this claims I'm at 15.5. So I think what I will do is go down to 15 degrees, and that should cover that last little bit. Oops. That should cover the last little bit of the tip out there the way I want. There we go. There's 15 on my micro adjustments. And we will check with the marker one last time. I think that's about it. So 15 degrees on the right hand side. And I'll go ahead and get the left side set up, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, so on the other side of the knife, I have it set at 15 degrees as well, so the final product will be a perfect 30-degree inclusive grind here. But the difference is, kind of like I was showing you the wonkiness from side to side here. On the left side, my left side of the blade, the shoulder right along the flat grind where it comes down to the sharpened edge, this is where the stone is hitting. So the marker is all left along the top, but it's hitting right here at the shoulder. So that's the wonkiness. So at 15 degrees, I'm kind of chasing it from this way, on this side from here in, and from over on the left side, it's kind of hitting from here out. So I'm going to be spending quite a good amount of time, I think, on my coarse stones today. But that's just the name of the game today with this knife. So that's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to try something a little bit different, just so the video is a little bit more concise. I'm going to try to do a time lapse. So I'll keep it right here, and you'll be able to kind of see the progress that I'm making as I go. And yeah, it should make it quicker and a little more digestible for you. See ya. Okay, so hopefully that time lapse worked out all right, and you guys could see just how much freaking work it was to get this thing sorted out. So this side, all along in here, caught up with the angle that I was trying to set pretty quickly. You probably did see me spend quite a bit of time in this area here, and it was just trying to blend this little smile right here coming back in with the rest of the bevel. So sometimes as you get going, you can still, even though you do what you can to, set your angle just right to work that out, sometimes you will see a little, just a little angle right there. So I tried to spend a little bit of extra time right there to get that smoothed out. As for over here, this side of the blade, took a lot more work, you could probably tell. So for most of it, from here to here, I was having a hard time getting a burr. So I could get it out here at the tip, and I could get it right here at the heel by the sharpening choil. But pretty much from like right here to all the way down right here, it took a lot of work to get that middle, to get my stones all the way to the edge. So that took quite a bit, but after that, you saw me switch to this kind of strokes here, and that was just to, again, kind of blend everything and get my scratch pattern going in the right direction. Then I did go ahead and kick it over from the 100 stones to the 200 since I had them right there. And we are on our way now. So this one, all the hard work is done. Basically, it's just taking it up the grit progression as far as I want to, which I haven't quite decided yet. So I think I might go ahead and finish this out on another time lapse real quick, so just so you can see me kind of work my way through, and maybe it might be kind of cool to see the difference in the finish on the grind that I'm doing here. So, you know, just between the grits of the stones. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'll catch up with you when I'm done. All right, well, here's the final product. So as you can see, I don't know if you know the colors of the stones for the Wicked Edge, but I went all the way from my 100 to 200 all the way, and I finished on the 1500 and 2200 grit. That was the green and gray stone. And then I took my 0.5 micron and 1 micron leather strops just to kind of knock any tiny little bit of a burr that's left up here on the edge. And it also kind of blends the scratch pattern in a little bit. You can see, I think my 2200 grit stones are finally getting to the point where they're not so sharp that they're cutting really deep, because I've been bypassing them when I go after a polished edge, just because I think they were still too new, that they were scratching too deeply. You can still see a little bit of scratch pattern, which I wasn't going for a polished edge on here, but it turned out a little more polished than what I thought it was going to be, but it's still got mostly a sheen to it. You can see right there. But anyways, I think my 2200 grit stones are finally getting to the point where I can use them in my polishing progression instead of skipping them. So that's what I bought them for. But up here at the tip, you know, that's more bevel than I want, to be honest, but that's kind of what we were given. You can see it still kind of smiles just a little bit, but still smiles a little bit, but it's not nearly as pronounced as before. And I don't know if that's going to show. It's not quite perfect, but it's better than what it was before. So, I mean, from this side to this side, you can kind of see that beard. I couldn't quite get all of it out. I did open this up all the way along the edge to get it closer to the same size as this side. It's not quite perfect. I might have to revisit this, but for now, that's plenty good for me. The sharpening choil did well. You can see that, oh, there she is. Perfect depth on it, just barely beyond the bevel right there. So yeah, I think this baby's done until, whoa, I just cut my leather, my brand new leather pad here. Well, that sucks. I guess that's what it's for. So anyways, this thing's done. I've been liking it a lot so far, and I'm gonna like it more now that I've got my own edge on there. So until next time, see you guys.